Hi, this is Simon Ubsdell and welcome to another tutorial for Apple Motion, and today we're going to be taking a look at creating this interdimensional tunnel effect. So the reason I'm calling it interdimensional is because although it looks 3D, there's in fact no 3D involved at all. It's entirely 2D. So let's take a look at how it's done. Okay, for this project I'm going with 1920 1080. I'm going with 24 frames a second and a duration of 15 seconds. So the first thing I want to do is come over to the library and I want to grab noise, drag it into that group there, and while I'm here I also want to add cellular to a group below that. Okay, so let's come to the noise, let's come to the inspector, properties, let's set the scale to 320, and then let's come to filters and stylize and relief. Let's set the back positions to 0, let's set the front size to 4 and the back size to 0, and we're going to go with something like 0.4 for the fuzziness. Okay, so then what we're going to do is, let's do this to the group here. We're going to come to filters, color and hue saturation. We want to take out some of this saturation. Let's go for negative 0.75. Then we're going to add color and levels, and we're going to just crunch it down like this. We might have to come back and adjust this later on. It's quite a critical operation what that levels is doing. But anyway, that's good enough for now. So then I'm going to add a luma keyer to this. Mask and keying luma keyer. Let's turn off that cellular. Actually, I've forgotten to use the cellular. Let's come back to the relief. The point of the cellular was to drive the height map for the relief. So drag that into the height map source well there. You can see how very different everything is all of a sudden. Let's come back to the cellular, and I want a size of 3, the smallest it'll go. And let's have about 0.1 for the speed. So already you can see we're kind of starting to create a tunnel. But the thing that's going to finish it off is this group here. We're going to add filters, stylize and extrude. And we're going to have 270 for the angle and 500 for the distance. And you can see how that's working. We're getting this sort of effect here. Very interesting indeed. So I want to come back to my cellular. One thing I want to do with it is to add a tiling and offset. And I want to add a ramp behavior to the horizontal offset. And let's set the end value to, I think, 5. And now we're going to get that. Now, it's quite fun and funky, but the two sides are going in the opposite direction. So we can sort that out by coming to filters, distortion and mirror. And with mirror turned on, we're now getting that. We're actually going the wrong way, aren't we now? So let's come back to our ramp and set that value to -5. So now it's coming forward towards us like this. So I mentioned that the levels was really key to getting this effect to work properly. Let's hide everything else apart from the levels. Let's maybe open up the histogram and just see what we can do with finessing those values. So let's maybe go for 0.8 on that black in and 0.9 then for the white in. Something like that, possibly, I think is better. So then what I'm going to do is take this group here and I'm going to make a clone of it, make clone layer. I'm going to set its blend mode to add, and I'm going to come over to filters and color and threshold, and let's reduce the threshold down until we're just getting some highlights like that. So let's go with 0.2 for the threshold and the smoothness on that, and you can see that what we're getting is these nice little highlights there. And then we can just probably add a glow and neon to that and reduce that mix value down to about 15, just so it's quite a subtle effect like that. What else could I do? Oh yes, what I want to do is drop in a background. Obviously, we don't want to be compositing against nothing, so drop in a color solid at the back there. You can pick whatever you want for that. I'm just going to darken it down like this, I think. And if we look at what we've got, it's all a little bit sort of sharp and crunchy in the middle. And I think what I might do is just make a new group at the top of everything. Come down, select the rectangle tool, F7 for the HUD. So let's have a black fill, I think, just to get us going. And let's draw out a rectangle like that, a nice thin one. Come over to properties, reset, and let's come over to the shape and just feather it a bit like that. So we're getting a darkening in the middle, I think. So something like this is more or less the effect. Maybe we actually want to add a bit of blue into that. Let's try that. Bring some of that blue of our background in. So I think that's probably pretty much all I've got to show you on this one. Hope it's been interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.